Hello everyone and welcome to my NeuroGraphica paint along video. Please note that this is not NeuroGraphica tutorial. This is for those of you who've heard about NeuroGraphica, who are curious about this art therapy method and who would like to get a taste of it, to get a feel for it and try to follow along. But if you really want to get deep in your subconscious mind and into this amazing therapeutic practice, you really need to take it more seriously than just drawing along with a YouTube video. But I'm going to do a little demonstration, a very short one, because for a NeuroGraphica drawing, it will take you about 2 or 3 hours maybe. We will do this video in like half an hour or less than half an hour. So this is an example of NeuroGraphica. As you can see, there are different lines, different geometric shapes, and different colors. So for someone who's just started, it's very important to use lines and circles. In NeuroGraphica, we draw also squares and triangles, but it's very important for a beginner to use only circles, only rounded and harmonizing shapes. NeuroGraphica works with your subconscious mind. And as you're drawing, you're literally drawing your neuron connections and you're establishing new neuron connections. And therefore, this can help you to transform your reality. So it's very important to smoothen all the corners, to do rounded shapes, because this is harmonizing your new neuron network. So make sure to follow this rule. This is a very important rule, to smoothen all the corners, all the intersection, and draw rounded shapes. To start, you will need either a sketchbook or loose sheets of paper, this, and black markers, a thick one and a thin one. Also highlighters for coloring. I really like to use colorful markers. Or you can even use pencils, but pencils will take longer. This drawing I made with pencils, and you can see that it's a lot of work. So this type of drawing could take you about 2 hours to complete. Okay, prepare your painting, drawing supplies, and let's begin. Hello everyone, and welcome to another NeuroGraphica session. Today we will be drawing an algorithm called Releasing Limitations. Right here. As you know, you always have to choose a theme for the session. So my theme is relationship. This is what I will be focusing on today, releasing limitations in relationships. Now, as you know, I do really basic NeuroGraphica sessions, just showing you how it's done, what are the steps, explaining to you in a very, very basic way. So to start our brain working in your theme, this could be anything that you choose, could be finances, health, friendships. In my case, this is relationship. Pick your theme, write it down, have it always in front of you, and let's do 20 words or more in 2 minutes. So take another piece of paper, or you can use like this side of the page, and we'll put 2 minutes on timer. And in those 2 minutes, write words that come to your mind associated with your theme. So it could be absolutely any words that come to your mind. You can write them in any way on your page. Just go ahead and write everything that comes to your mind. Let's start. Okay, so at the end of 2 minutes, look at your words and circle the ones that kind of look negative to you. So I have few angers, worry. Can I have worry? Some repeated words, which is really good. So it's really good if you have negative words that are coming up, because that shows that your brain is working. The process has started. While we will be establishing new connections in the brain, we will specifically focus on these words, because this is the patterns that we need to change. We need to create new connections when it comes to these words, especially these words. So now we're going to put this aside for now, and we're going to do what is called a release. You take a marker and you put, like, as a release, you put all of this kind of just like blah. This is my release. Okay, very spontaneous, very kind of like, you just have to go with it. You just have to release everything that is holding you back. You can do like a noise when you do this. You can breathe in, breathe out, and just put like this blur, this explosion, whatever comes to you, whatever comes on your page. Again, remember, there is absolutely no judgment when you do this. You're just do a release which is connected to your theme. Mine is relationship. I had words. And now when you did the release, we started adding lines. We're looking at the lines that we have, and you're basically like stretching them out. You're going over them. I see this line. I see this line. This one. Whatever you see, whatever catches your eye, remember that the lines have to go somewhere where you're not expecting. We're not making a beautiful picture here. We're just working with our subconscious, and we're just creating the lines. Wow, lots of lines. And right away, smoothing all intersections, going over them everywhere on your page, absolutely everywhere. This is a long process, but this is what NeuroGraphic is about, making sure that there are no sharp edges anywhere. We're smoothing everything. Remember that these are all your neurons connections, and we have to make sure that we're smoothing all of the feelings, everything. You can have different emotions rising up right now. And all the corners. Make sure that you're smoothing everything. This is like an express algorithm of releasing all limitations that you have with this particular theme that you're working on right now. So the idea behind this is that the explosion, the first step of explosion, you need to kind of you need to make it almost unnoticeable with all the lines. So at the end of this, you see how we don't even see the release lines? We're diluting the release with all of our lines. Also notice what kind of body feelings or reactions do you have. Sometimes you can have heat coming up in a particular part of your body. If you have anything rising up at all, take your note paper and you can write heat in my back, or my head hurts. Whatever feelings you have rising up, make sure to know them. This is a mandatory work that we have to do during the NeuroGraphica session. And feel also the joy, if you can enjoy connecting the lines, smoothing everything, adding the lines. If you need to add more lines, you can add them. Make sure that there are no sharp edges or corners anywhere. Smoothing everything. Do just like rounding. So this is an express algorithm. So if you want to address your problem or whatever you're dealing with in a quick way, this is a very great algorithm to work with your subconscious. Okay, do you still see your release? If you do, add some more lines. And make sure to round all the corners, all the intersections right away. So if you come to the method of any therapy or Neurographica, it's because, well, you need some help with whatever you're going through in your life. This is a very easy way to deal with a situation yourself when you need to do a release, when you need to smoothen your feelings. This is exactly what you do. You take a marker, page of paper, and you just start drawing. Smoothing your inner feeling. Okay, I think this is good for now. Notice if you want to add any other lines. I actually feel like I do need to add a line here. And again, smoothen all the corners. You can add as many lines as you need to. Just remember that you always need to smoothen all the corners, all the intersections, and the more lines you have, the more work you will need to do, the more time you will need to spend, which is okay. The more lines, the more connections, new connections you're making in your subconscious mind. Can also really make some shapes smoother if you feel like it. I feel like going over the shapes and smoothing them. Like all of this, I found this corner here, which I didn't see before. So smoothing like this really helps. See, then let's come here. Like this. Okay. How do you feel? Notice your feelings. What are you thinking about? Can you even think about anything while you're drawing this? Or are you completely dissolving in this process? If you feel anything in your body, make sure to write it down. Very important thing in NeuroGraphica is noticing your body, having a conversation with your body. How are you feeling when you're adding lines, when you're adding shapes? What is your body telling you? Because your body is a very intelligent organism that is always communicating with you. It's just that we are not really used to listening our body, and we're ignoring it. We're ignoring our intuition. We're ignoring what the body is telling us. Okay. I think and I feel that I'm almost, not always, it's kind of starting to get hard to talk and multitask because I'm so immersed in my drawing. Okay, I feel like this is enough. Now we're going to do the archetyping by adding color. So you can choose any color. Oh, I noticed some corners. Okay, you can take any color. I'm going to take this pink and use markers. They're very quick and cover lots of surface. Remember that we have to shade 2 shapes. And I want to shape more and to add color to this one. There is no right or wrong here. You're adding color as much as you want, wherever you want to. So something changes here. When we add a color, the archetyping, it's when we're working more with a collective. We're getting motivated, inspired. Color helps in so many ways. Very quickly, if any feelings rise up, make sure to write them down. Okay. Notice the colors that you choose. What do the colors mean to you? Or maybe you're just drawing in a very intuitive way and you don't want to even think about the colors and their meaning. It's very, very good way as well. I want to do large shapes of color. Okay. I feel like these tiny things in color too. Like adding blue. You can also intersect some colors, go over them. This is really up to you. There is a lot of freedom in NeuroGraphica as long as you follow the main steps. You have to follow the correct steps to do it in the right way, because remember, you're working with your subconscious mind, and there are ways to do this correctly. You always have to follow the steps, but you have all the freedom in the world how you want to draw, where you want to put the lines, where you want to add the color. You don't have to think about the meaning. You're just free flowing with this process. Just making sure that you're covering shapes that you want to cover, and you can leave white. White is also a color. I feel like this one needs color as well. On the very edge. And I feel like I want to add some green here. Very, very colorful. All of the limitations that I had in my mind about relationships, releasing them. This one too. Okay, now the next step is to add the line, the cosmic line that runs through the entire drawing, and it is literally inviting the forces of the universe to help you with your theme, with releasing limitations. And you're doing this intuitively in a way that you're not expecting. You're bringing this line through the painting, through the drawing, sorry. This is one line, and I feel like adding another one. They're intersecting, kind of going over it because it has to be a very thick line. And again, where I'm seeing corners, let's take a different marker. I need to round to remove all of the sharp corners that were created. So remember that you have to do this right away, right after you added the cosmic lines. Make sure to even everything. I found another corner here. Okay, here as well. Very quickly, we're almost at the end. Finishing up. Okay. I might see, or I might find other corners later. Sometimes this happens, that later I find the corners that I need to smoothen. Okay, so now almost the last step is to draw the shape of fixation. The shape usually is a circle shape, circle or round shape. You can choose something that already looks like a circle. You can create a circle anywhere that you want. It can be large, it can be small. In any way, I feel like this is my fixation circle. This large one. I'm going to take a thick marker, because this has to be very visible. One shape to fixate all of your neuron connections that you just created. Go ahead again and smoothen all the corners, all the sharpness. Like this has to be. And sometimes this happens when you go over the edge. It's okay. You can even like put a piece of paper here if you feel like that is needed. Just make sure that you smoothen absolutely everything, especially at the end. Everything has to be smooth, all the corners. Okay. Is there anything? Here, another corner. Okay. Okay, now I'm doing a little bit of stylization when I am smoothening the corners, but also I can add other shapes, other things to my drawing to make it beautiful, to really like stylize the things if I need to, if I feel like that's what I need to do to make it prettier, because visually you need to be satisfied with what you've drawn. You have to look at it and be like, yes, I love the way that it looks. I'm satisfied with how I've drawn it. If you're not satisfied, continue adding the colors, continue adding the lines, adding circles. And now we're going to do the last step, which is once again writing words in 2 minutes. So all the words that come to your mind at the end of the drawing, just go ahead and you start writing them. Okay, we're done with